Welcome to the behind the scenes demonstration of Beneath the Surface, my survival RPG game made in Unreal Engine 5. In this video, I'll be demonstrating the blueprints for this game and the core mechanics and how they're modularized. Just to get started, we're going to show the third person character. In this script, it ties in most of the other blueprints into this one so that the player is able to have a level, do damage, have stamina, etc. So there's a few things here. At the top, we have the input mapping, so this is to get the player controls from the structure. Then there is the jump inputs and the movement inputs. These just use a default locomotion method. This is slightly customized for this game, but was built off the basic method. Next we have a crouch mechanic. This mechanic here is quite a long blueprint, and it was designed in a way that the player's hitbox and height physically changes so they're able to get to new areas of the game. Next is the stamina mechanic. This mechanic controls how often and how much when and how much the player is able to run. So this is varied depending on whether the player is crouching, standing, jumping, etc. Next we got the equipment system. So these are a few different items, and these just control which sockets the mesh gets applied to, where the mesh is pulled from, and the properties of each item. Then we've got a few more here relating to the pause menu, the dodge roll mechanic, and then the interact with NPCs and objects. Next, we're going to jump over to the equipment system. The equipment system here starts off with initialization, just a few key variables setting it up. Then we have the pickup trace. So this is a sphere trace from the player right in front of them to detect whether there's an item that is able to be picked up off the ground. If so, then it will add it to the player's inventory, just storing the mesh in world. Next, we have the equipment panel. So this is actually, as seen in the demonstration video, the inventory system that the player sees. So this controls the icons of the weapons, the physical meshes. It also applies it to the socket when selected, and enables the player to be able to equip a weapon in world. Next, we're going to jump over to the questing system. So the questing system here has a few different stages. So this is designed to be completely modularized. Therefore, if new quests are developed, new quest types can be added really easily, and new quests of existing types can also just be added in the engine over here by finding the quest NPC. To go over with the set quest here, this just assigns the quest to the widget. Then we have the elimination quest. So this is for killing enemies in a world. So you can do this for assigning a group of enemies, a single enemy, different types of enemies, etc. Then there is the open chest quest, so this is all about looting. So if you want to take a quest to, say, loot 5 different chests, then this would be the one you'd use. Then this final one down here is objective complete. So once an objective for a quest is complete, it is ticked off, added to the list, and shortens the total list of the questing database. Then we jump over to the attack system. So for the attack system, this system was designed initially with a combo system, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I have refined it to just one attack, as it makes it slightly easier to use. But using this system, you can easily add more pins and therefore more attacks. So if I wanted to call attack 2, I could simply just add here attack 2, like that, and then all of a sudden I would have a combo system using 2 different attacks. Then down here we have the sword trace. This is actually how the player deals damage to people. So using the sword trace here, it casts a sphere where the physical mesh slices through, and if the enemy, intersects with it, then it deals damage to them. Over here is a sphere trace, so this is for a stab animation, so if the player isn't swiping, but they're stabbing, this is used for that, as well as the kick animation, which is part of attack number 3 up here. Then there's just an audio cue to make sure the player gets some feedback when they make a hit. Then finally, the other major thing is the player statistics. So this is broken up into many different functions. So there is decrease health, increase max health for when the player levels up, decrease stamina, increase max stamina, again for when the player levels up, and then increase XP and increase level, helping the player level up. These variables are controlled by many different, tied to many other scripts, and can be used by many other scripts as well. That's just a brief overview of all the different core mechanics in this game. please feel free to have a look through the project files and have a look at the blueprints. The main purpose of this project was to create several modularized system that is simply plug and play. They can be easily manipulated by either programmers or game designers to help build off games easily. Thank you for listening.